Let's go through the rest of the shape tools. Let's start with rounded corner rectangle. The rounded corner rectangle is exactly that. It has some rounded corners, and you can change the amount of the curve on those corners by changing the radius setting up here in the tool control bar. So if I crank that up drastically, you should see a difference. Unfortunately, once you've created one of these, you can't just come back here and say, oh, that's too big, I'd rather have a 20 pixel corner. It won't change it. You just have to create a new object. I'm going to turn my stroke off here for the rest of these. The ellipse tool creates ovals or circles if you hold down Shift. The Polygon tool creates multiple-sided polygons, and I was messing with my settings, so let me just set that back real quick to the default so you can see what you're seeing on your computer. There's the default. You can affect how many sides are in your polygon by changing the number up here. You can also create things like stars, so we've got our regular 5-pointed star, and tell it under this settings button to do the star feature, and the indent side for a traditional star is 50%. If you change that indent side to say 25, it will change how much those come in. You can also do things like smooth the corners, and it will smooth each one of these, or just the outside corners. And then you can also smooth the indents. So you have a whole bunch of shape options with that one little tool. And of course, each one of these that I've shown you has the same add to, take away from options as the pen and the rectangular one that we looked at just a minute ago. The line tool is a little bit different. If you click and drag, you've got a line, but it doesn't have much control over here with the stroke. However, you can change the weight. So I'm going to change the weight on this quite a bit so you can see the difference, and it will create an elongated rectangle in whichever direction that you're going. The useful option on this is found underneath the little the gear there, the little gear drop down. If I choose to use a arrowhead at the end, when I click and drag, there is an automatic arrow point, and so I thought that was fairly useful. As far as the features of that, you can change the way that arrowhead looks here. So you've got a whole bunch of different options. You can also have an arrowhead on the other side if we want it on the start instead of on the end, so whichever one you want to do. Once you've let go of your mouse, though, it just becomes like any other shape. It's just a path with some points, and you can edit it with your pen tool, but you can't just change the settings and have it change itself